Day event. I'm Emily Calandranis, the Community Engagement Manager for the National Cyber League. The mission of the NCL is to bridge curriculum to careers, supporting our community with resources to help students begin their cybersecurity careers. We're thrilled to have so many of you join us today to learn about exciting opportunities with our wonderful partners and to take those next steps towards the cyber role of your dreams. Please note that this session will be recorded and it will be available on LinkedIn and the NCL YouTube channel post-event. We encourage you to share with others in your circle and connect with the presenters. Today, we have 5 incredible companies that will be sharing about open entry-level roles and internship opportunities, as well as sharing about company culture and community. Each presenter will have about 5 minutes to share, and representatives will be popping into the chat to connect with the audience. Throughout the entire event, there is a chat box available where you can ask questions and interact with our presenters. We'll be identifying a handful of questions to present live towards the end of the hour, and those with questions that are selected will receive a virtual Starbucks gift card after the live event. For our audience members, we'll be sending out a post-event experience survey. We'd love to hear your feedback and appreciate you taking the time filling out the short survey. Okay, so that's all for the housekeeping. Let's go ahead and get started with our amazing presenters. And first, we're going to begin with Anna Shu from CrowdStrike. Welcome, Anna.
Hi, thanks, Emily. I appreciate it. Hi, everyone. My name is Anna Shu. I am a University Talent Acquisition Partner at CrowdStrike. I've been working with the NCL myself for about 2 years, but CrowdStrike has a long-standing relationship and super excited to be here, get to know some of you better, and share a little bit more about who we are and what we have to offer you. Is my presentation showing right now? I'm not sure. I'm not seeing it on the screen myself.
It hasn't popped up yet, but that's okay. It may just be a slight delay. So as soon as it pops up, we'll go ahead and get it on stage.
Awesome. Okay. And as you have questions in the chat, I will try to keep an eye on it. I might be coming at you after I wrap up just because I'm in here alone, but definitely will be looking to respond to those as we move.
Absolutely. Anna, if you can go ahead and redo the screen share and we'll see if we can pop it up.
Oh, sorry. I did not realize that. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
I thought it was still in the queue. Okay, there it is. Sorry, y'all. Okay, nice. So I'll go ahead and get rolling. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate it. So
sure.
I introduced myself, here today as kind of your connection point to CrowdStrike and especially with our university recruiting and our new grad roles. CrowdStrike, if you're not familiar with us, we are a global cybersecurity company. We provide a managed endpoint protection to clients around the globe. We were founded back in 2011, and our founders really wanted to solve a fundamental problem in this space. And it was really that sophisticated attacks of the day could not be solved with outdated malware-based defenses. And so our solution was to basically come up with this cloud-native endpoint protection combined with expert intelligence, which allows us to proceed on our mission, which is to stop breaches. So to give you kind of an idea of how that works, cloud delivery is a really core component to our approach. But our founders also knew that to be truly effective, they really would need to inform the platform with a deep security expertise. So from the beginning, we built our platform on 4 main tenets. So endpoint security, threat intelligence, managed threat hunting, along with incident response and strategic advisory services. So this is our model today. A lot of our roles kind of are all over the board, honestly, in this space because we do so many things as a company. And so I'll share a little bit more about some of the roles that we'll be having coming up in just a minute. But I do want to give a brief overview of our intern program before we jump into kind of what to expect us to be posting. So for those of you who are students, we have a great internship program. Most of our interns are summer interns. So typically we have between 10 to 12-week internships, typically starting in May or June. All of our interns have an assigned mentor in addition to their manager. So you have a lot of support. You're constantly getting one-on-one feedback, both from your manager as well as your champion or mentor. Our interns get to work on meaningful and impactful projects that actually are put out into the business, which is a really cool thing. We are a global company, so we are remote first. We do have 9 US locations, but we have 8,000 employees worldwide, and about 80% of those are going to be remote roles. So if you want to be in the office, there's definitely some opportunities for that, but since remote work, of course, is such a big thing today, just to know that it is really what we started with. And so it's something that we really have kept up with through the years. Our intern program, we have a ton of events in addition to kind of the technical or non-technical work you're doing for your role. We have a speaker series where our interns actually get to interview our executives. We have tech talks, development workshops, socials, Spirit Week, spotlights, all sorts of things. And our interns are all paid, along with paid holidays, including your birthday, and a 401k program. So some really great benefits that you can participate in as an intern that are pretty similar to our full-time benefits. So we have a ton of different opportunities. Like I mentioned, they're going to be across the board. So this is for internships, but also for those of you who are looking for full-time opportunities. We have a ton of different options for people to get in with us. So both in the cybersecurity space, but also we have a really large engineering org. So I saw software development as a question. Yes, we hire a lot of software engineering and development interns. We also have people in IT, customer success, sales, marketing, finance, tons of different options for you to really explore. Now, some that we are going to be posting within the next week or two are going to be in cybersecurity and engineering. So most of our technical roles start to come out in the fall, and non-technical roles more into winter and spring. Within cybersecurity, we have a few different positions that are coming up. So for any 2026 grads, we have our Crowd Scout program. This is within our professional services organization. So you do a rotational program between red team, incident response, strategic advisory, tech ops, endpoint recovery, and platform ops. So that's a really cool opportunity to kind of learn a little bit more about the business as a whole. Falcon Complete hires a lot of interns. This would be for 2025 graduates. They are basically our SOC team. So they're going to be doing a lot of monitoring and analysis of security alerts, investigating alerts, etc. Intelligence is also going to be posting within the next week or two. They do a lot of research and analysis. They will compose written intelligence assessments. And then you also learn about a lot of cybersecurity concepts and threat actors. Within the computer science space, we also are going to be posting a technical writer internship soon. So if you are someone who has some research experience with that CS background, great opportunity for you. And these are just the ones that I know that are posting within the next week or two. We will have tons of more roles coming up in about a month or two. A way to keep updated on both our internships and our new grad roles are going to be, one, checking our careers page, which I'll put into the chat, but also you can join our talent community. So if you want to take an opportunity to scan this QR code, I send out a monthly email that basically gives you an update on all of our roles, upcoming events, etc. For full-time, you can also sign up via this link, and our recruiters are actively sourcing for candidates through this community. So you can upload a resume, give us a little bit more information about you so that we can reach out to you directly as well. I will put this link in the chat. So if you don't have time to scan the QR code, no big deal, but definitely can fill that out to stay up to date with us. We also have our university recruiting email, so I'll be putting that in the chat as well. But if you ever have questions about any roles, about your status, anything like that, you can always reach out to our university recruiting team. In terms of full-time roles, we have over 130 posted right now, and I'm expecting that to basically continue. We typically have at least 100 roles live at a time for full-time, if not more. I'll put the careers page link in here. I can't really highlight them all because there are so many, but just to know that we do hire both, kind of people with less experience, as well as those who are career changers, people who are looking to come in at a more senior level. We have a ton of different opportunities for you there as well. So that's my presentation. I know we just have 5 minutes. I will definitely look through the chat to see if there are any questions that popped up that I can answer in there, and I'll put those links in there as well. But definitely consider us. We have a really great company, really great culture, and really wonderful internship program for those of you who are students. Oh, you are muted, Emily.
Sorry. Thanks. Thank you so much, Anna. And that was just amazing information. We had a lot of questions coming through and a lot of really excited people to see CrowdStrike. Everyone, remember, this is going to be recorded. So if by chance you didn't get to catch Anna's presentation, you can always go back and check it out. Also contact her at the information that she shared. And I know that she will hop into that chat in just a little bit, but thank you so much, Anna. All right, so now we're going to move on with the Cipher Tech Solutions team. We have Kathy McMillan and Tina Frazier, and they're going to go ahead and share all about Cipher Tech Solutions.
Am I in the show? Can you see me and hear me okay?
Yep, you're good to go.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily, and thank you, Franz, in the background. As Emily shared, my name is Catherine McMillian, and I also have Christina Frazier handling our chat today. Together, we're the core recruiting team at Cipher Tech Solutions. So Cipher Tech is a digital forensic company that's been around for 17 years. Our headquarters is in Vienna, Virginia, though we have multiple offices and staff various federal contracts throughout Northern Virginia, Maryland, Florida, and Alabama. You can think of each location as a digital forensic lab, each with its own special mission support. The work is either federal crimes, counterintelligence, or counterterrorism related. We predominantly staff software developers who write code in support of digital forensics, and it can be broken into two missions. One of those missions is traditional digital forensic tool development and automation. The other is malware reverse engineering. We also have small teams of digital forensic examiners and cyber intel analysts. But working here literally gives you a chance to wake up each morning using your keyboard to help protect national security. The same two gentlemen who founded this company are still running it today. And employees here have a strong voice with those company owners, as well as an opportunity to grow under their direct guidance. Once you get your foot in the door, you can also largely self-direct your career. Some other things that set Cipher Tech apart are our commitment to creating a healthy work-life balance and our low turnover rate. And most importantly, we've never had to let anyone go due to lack of work. As you can see, we hire various types of software developers and engineers. At the entry level, while we have some hybrid front-end work, most of the software development is on the back end. The main programming languages we use are Java, Python, C, C++, or C#, and it's helpful if someone can also read and write assembly code. While we have plenty of full-time work to offer, we currently do not offer internships. Okay, applicant guidelines. They're strict. Everyone who applies must be willing and eligible to be sponsored for a U.S. government security clearance. We do not have any uncleared work to offer. A college degree is paramount. All developer and engineer positions require that you have either completed a degree in one of our acceptable degree types or that you are within 12 months of graduation. The core makeup of our company are those with computer science, computer engineering, electrical engineering, or math degrees. However, some of our reverse engineering positions will accept a cybersecurity degree. And finally, any applicant must be willing to work on site. Due to the sensitive nature of work that we perform, remote work is not an option, but the good news is we do offer relocation assistance. If you want to jump in and apply to some of our positions, here are 3 of our listings. You can also view the Cyber Skyline job board or visit ciphertechsolutions.com to view all of our job postings. Please note that we are hiring at all levels to include true entry-level positions with no prior experience. Part of our hiring process is a technical challenge. If your application is approved, we will issue a job-specific technical challenge. If you pass it, we'll grant you an interview instantly. If you have any questions, please email us at recruiting@ciphertechsolutions.com. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that I've piqued your interest in a career at Cipher Tech, and we look forward to receiving your application.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kathy. And we had some great questions that were scoring through, and Tina was catching them through the chat. If anyone has any questions for Cipher Tech Solutions, please feel free to use the chat. And we're going to go ahead and move forward with Hope Barnes from Tanium. Hope, you're muted.
I'm muted. What a trick. Well, you'd think after working remote for so long, I'd get this down, but I guess not. But thank
It
you all.
happens to all of us. No worries.
Right, I know. But thank you all so much for having me. I'm so happy to be back here for this Recruiter Pitch Day. Again, this year, my name is Hope Barnes. I am with University Recruiting at Tanium. And Tanium's in partner with Skyline for about a year or two now, but we're just so thankful to be here, and it's wonderful to maybe get to know a little bit of about you all in the chat, and I'm just happy to get going. So I'm going to share a little bit about our opportunities here at Tanium. And first, I want to start by just talking a little about who we are as a company. We were founded back in 2007 by our founders, David Hindawi and Orion Hindawi. They saw a space in the market where we have remote work happening. We have so many, an explosion of endpoints all across the spectrum. And there's no way for a lot of companies to be able to see all of them and do it in real time with some of the legacy software that's out there. So for us, we created a platform that allows companies to actually be able to, they can see everything that they have all in one single place. And on our platform, they can also control all their endpoints and remediate them in real time and at scale. So no matter how many endpoints you have, you can see them all instantly and be able to control them, which is it's such an amazing technology. So we're really excited to be working with, we have over 70% of the Fortune 100 that are our customers, but we're working with, companies big and small, and are really expanding into that enterprise space with a lot of smaller companies who are really seeing a need for this, for our platform. So it's been just such a wonderful and exciting time at Tanium to just see us growing. And I want to be able to share a little bit about our early career opportunities, specifically in the technical account management space. And this space is one of the most fundamental roles here at Tanium. I mean, when we first started with 9 employees back in 2007, now we're at 2,000 employees. All of our engineers were TAMs. All of them, technical account management is basically having a fundamental understanding of the software and the platform that we use, and being able to communicate that to our customers and be able to meet their needs in the ways that they best can be met. So our associate support technical account manager position, what a mouthful. I call them associate STAMs a lot of the time because it's such a long title. But that team's role is to really make sure enterprise customers are being successful in using the Tanium platform. So your role is spanning through the whole process after we get someone on as a customer. You're helping them work through troubleshooting, developing new capabilities on our platform as much as we're able to. And you're also, you have all of these things that are listed here, the customer shadowing, and you're going to be getting really familiar with these fundamental IT networking concepts as you're in this role, because there's so much wonderful mentorship on the team. So our internship program for this as well is 10 weeks during the summer. Our company overall, we do have like a remote first mentality. We've had this for quite a while now, but it's very flexible. So you can come into an office if you'd like. Our main ones are in Emeryville near San Francisco, and we also have a large one near Morrisville in North Carolina. So you can come into those if you'd like, but that's not required as part of the internship. You can do it 100% remote. And we have all of these aspects here, that's the rate for the role that's listed there. We have that flexible working environment. You have these wonderful leadership presentations and I guess circles that we can participate in here at Tanium. For our interns, they get to speak to our C-suite and have different meetings with them, and do a lot of personal development as well. And you'll be able to present a project at the end of your internship. Now, the goal for this internship is to get you hired into a full-time role here at Tanium. That's really the goal for our program. And so here are the eligibility requirements for our summer internship program. It is designed for undergrads, specifically with the fall 2024 or spring 2025 graduation date. And all of I mean, you can see listed on the screen the different qualifications, but we're really looking for someone who is passionate about being able to work with technology to be able to solve customers' problems and to be able to make a difference at the end of the day. So that experience with like VMs, Linux, IT networking, that is what is really crucial to this role. So if this sounds like you and you fall within that, I would definitely recommend applying at the QR code here. We do have internships available in software engineering as well. If that is something you're interested in, feel free. You can also visit our website for that link as well. And finally, for new grads, early career, anyone who is, looking for an opportunity that, you maybe graduated already or your graduation dates don't meet those specific qualifications for our internship program, we do have openings come up throughout the year. So I would encourage you to visit this QR code, which will, you can fill out a form to be able to, it's like our interest form where we'll be able to contact you if anything opens up in the fields that you're interested in. Specifically for associate technical account management roles, we do require that either an associate's or a bachelor's degree in any of these relevant areas. And we ask for 1 to 3 years of experience in your career field. And that can count, internships can count for that, schoolwork that's relevant can count for that experience. We're not trying to be too picky here as this is an entry-level position, but it's really down to whether you can pass the technical interview at the end of the day and not necessarily about like how much experience you have under your belt for these sorts of roles. But we don't have them open right now, but for the future, we were hiring for a few of them last year, and I know we will be hiring for them in the future. So fill out our interest form if you're interested in these. And thank you all so much. I'll be in the chat trying to answer all the questions that I'm sure came up during my presentation. And feel free to get in touch with me. I'll leave my LinkedIn in the chat, but thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hope. And you had, once again, awesome questions in the chat. And we are excited to see what we can do with Tanium in the future. And we're so happy that you're able to join us today. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on with Mastercard. We have Nandita and Katie. So they're going to do a little bit of tag teaming with us. We're excited to have both of you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Emily, for having us here today. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nandita Virate from Talent Acquisition Team at Mastercard. And I'm very excited to talk today to you about Mastercard as a technology company. But before that, I would like you all to see a quick short video.
My role at Mastercard is product manager for onboarding for the SRC products. We're building products not for a particular customer segment, but for every customer segment. We're enabling payments for everybody. Working on technology that I see every day, that I use every day is really cool.
I find Mastercard a real global company. It has offices all around the world. I'll be working with people in India, in Singapore, and areas inside America.
Diversity is very important for Mastercard. We drive diversity. My team is very diverse from different nationalities, genders, ages, and I think that's very important, having different points of view. They're able to see things that I'm not able to see, and having those points of view makes us better, makes us secure the software better, makes us just secure the company better.
I am on this team where we do get to have ownership. As a junior, I get so much more opportunities to take on bigger projects that I wouldn't anywhere else.
That's always kind of what's kept me excited about work. It's just the community feel of it. Like I love my team. I think we do a really good job of recruiting people that, are really just excited and passionate about just problem solving.
Awesome. This was a great video, and I guess that looking at this video, we all have ensured, we know we could have make it out that Mastercard is a global technology company, and we connect everyone to priceless possibilities. As a global technology company in the payment industry, we use our network to connect and power an inclusive digital economy that benefits everyone, everywhere. We do this by providing secure and convenient payment solutions that allows everyone to make secure transactions with confidence. And to keep this sensitive information secure, our team of experts in corporate security works tirelessly to ensure the integrity of our payment systems. As we have seen in the video, we believe in diverse and inclusive workplace where people from different backgrounds and experiences bring new perspective to the table. We do have different benefits that enable you to grow personally and professionally. We believe in maintaining work life balance, benefits to include new parents, tuition assistance, work from elsewhere location, retirement readiness, and many more. We have recently initiated back to work office, but it's a hybrid option. So look out for the opportunities here at Mastercard. And I will roll this over to Katie so that she can help us in understanding more about what cybersecurity is doing at Mastercard.
Sure, Nandita. And let's go ahead and skip the next video we had planned for the sake of time if we can jump to the slide that shares the types we have. So in corporate security, we have multiple different areas. We don't just have digital forensics or security operations center. We also have engineering teams, architecture teams, people who work with our business and who develop the ideal programs and applications to make sure that they're secure. We have a cloud who works on our cloud posture for Mastercard. That was a team that I was for the 5 years prior to taking over my current role. We also have like our security cryptography, and they focus on different areas. So it's great to see that we just have such a large view of different areas of cybersecurity at Mastercard that's available to. So I'll very, very briefly go over some of our internship roles in the US that we have this year. For 2024, we actually have 4 roles that are currently open for the US. Let me change that. It's 5. I have 4 in St. Louis and 1 in Arlington that are open for 2024. I also have a few in Dublin and a couple in, I believe, Waterloo, Belgium as well, that are available for next year. So those applications are open right now. I've shared those links with Emily and the NCL team, so you should be able to have access to those. Our internship program is 10 weeks in the US. It is from May to August, or early June to August. And we have lots of different things available, such as on-site location tech hub specific activities for all of the interns. But then within corporate security, we do some additional. You have an onboarding buddy. You have somebody who's joining and walking you through the process. We also have classes, so you can get to know the different areas of corporate security and cybersecurity, and you have an option to get to what else is out there other than just what you're working on. We do tend to hire most of our interns back post-graduation through our launch program. I shared that link as well. We do have a few open launch positions that are posted. And that is a program that it's our early career. So once you graduate, if you're looking to graduate in December of this year or spring of next year, you're eligible for our 2024 launch position. So if you have any questions, we're going to be here in the chat to answer anything that you've got for us.
Terrific. Thank you so very much, Nandita and Katie. Great questions in the chat, but it was wonderful to be able to have you share with us, and we're excited to hear about all the awesome things that Mastercard is doing. All righty, we're going to now move forward with Shane Simpson from PG&E. Hi, Shane.
Hi, Emily. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Shane Simpson. I'm with the university programs here at PG&E, but I also support our executive recruiting efforts as well. So that's folks that are director and above positions here across the enterprise. But today we'll be mostly speaking about our internship programs as well as our rotational programs for those who are post the internship qualifications. So a little bit about PG&E. It stands for Pacific Gas and Electric Company. We are a California-based utility providing gas and electricity to our customers throughout a very large region. In fact, we have about 70,000 square miles in which we have gas and electrical supporting our customers. That equals about 16 million Californians receive PG&E utilities. That's 1 in 20 Americans. PG&E is a very large and old organization. We're about 115 years old. And currently we have about 23,000 full-time employees, as well as a good amount of contractors. So just for scale and kind of understanding kind of the areas that we support. So here's a map of California. We do provide our utilities through a good amount of California, essentially Eureka down to Bakersfield, California, for those who are familiar, and throughout the Central and Bay Area regions also. We also do a lot of other work besides gas and electric. We do a lot of kind of the back office support that makes that possible, whether it's our legal team working with federal and state regulators, whether it's working on our strategies for electric vehicles and decarbonization in the future. We also have environmentalists from marine biologists. We have pilots and aircraft support, along with a lot of other sort of technological advancements to our engineering on ways that we can better support our customers with the services that we provide. So I threw up a list here of just some of the different areas and kind of things that we focus on as an organization. PG&E really can't be successful without its employees. And one way that we really try to be successful is having a diverse group of employees. We've had employee resource groups within PG&E for almost 50 years now. We like to engage employees from day one. We like to make sure we're developing our employees, and we have a very strong commitment to our diversity programs here within PG&E. Some of our employee resource groups, we have 14 of them. We also have 3 engineering network groups, our National Society of Black Engineers, our Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, just to name a few. These groups, throughout the year, will have 160 different programs and events that they host. And they're really doing this to make sure that they're mentoring, they're promoting engagement with our employees, they're coaching, and then empowering employees to grow throughout their career progression. Now I'd like to kind of pivot over to our career progression here at PG, and so you can kind of see the steps that we offer. So the beginning step for PG&E is our internships. From there, if you're not qualified for internships or you've completed an internship, you would then qualify for our rotational programs. And then from there, you would land a full-time position and begin and carry on your career here at PG&E. So let's talk a little bit about the summer internships. So our summer internship opportunities are available for bachelor's and master's degree students who are currently enrolled in an accredited university and will be returning to school in the fall to continue their education degrees. You do have to be based in California. You don't have to live currently in California, but during your internship, you would need to be in state. For those of you who are returning to school and are graduating in 2024, you'd actually be ineligible for our internships, but you would be eligible then to apply for our rotational programs once you've completed your degree. For those graduating beyond 2024, you can apply for internships. Those roles are going to be posted here, I would say, within 4 to 6 weeks. We don't have the internships posted yet. So my recommendation to everyone who's interested in internship is visit our careers page, create a talent profile, and then set up job alerts with the keyword internship. That way you'll be notified once those internships are posted. And we have internships not only in information technology, but the entire line of business throughout the organization. And then the internship itself, it's 10 to 12 weeks, beginning in May, June, ending in August, September, kind of depending on whether your quarter or semester school system. We do offer remote roles for some internships, some hybrids, some are on site, depending on the nature of the work that you're doing. For example, if you're doing an internship at our nuclear power plant, most likely you're going to be on site 5 days a week, for example. Here's a little collage of some of our internships this past year and some of the things they were doing. So not only are you working kind of on your area of focus, but a lot of the times you get to go out into the field, visit other areas within the line of business. You get to do facility visits. Most recently, our interns got to meet with Elon Musk and our CEO, Patty Poppy, for kind of a roundtable conversation. So there's a lot of opportunities outside of just your area of focus within the internship, and kind of a way to really get the full experience of PG&E. For the rotation program, so this would be anyone who's not eligible for the internship, or you've done an internship and you want to come back. Our rotational programs, we have 7 of them across a variety of lines of businesses. For the IT one, it's a 12-month in duration. It's 2 rotations of 6 months each. There's 4 areas of focus, which is cybersecurity, data analytics, infrastructure, and business technologies. During those rotational programs, you are eligible, though, to apply for permanent positions at any time, so you don't have to wait for it to conclude. But the idea is once you've completed your rotational program, you're going to go ahead and apply and try to secure yourself a full-time position within PG&E. So again, thank you, everyone, for having me. Here's my contact information. I put a QR code to our UP LinkedIn page. I'll also add in the comments contact information. My LinkedIn, feel free to connect with me. I'm hoping to see over 600 plus ads in the next few days. That'll be very exciting. And then, yeah, look forward to potentially talking with some of you here in the fall. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shane. Really exciting stuff happening at PG&E. And it's really great to be able to have you come back again and present with PG&E. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. Those presentations were amazing. And thank you all for sticking to our 5-minute schedule. We are on track, and we're allowed to now mosey into our Q&A section. So what I'm going to be doing is selecting a few questions from the chat box, and I will read them out loud, and I'll be selecting somebody from one of the companies to be able to answer the question. But before we begin, I'm going to ask just the one question that is for everybody. And that question is, do you all accept international students and international candidates? Is there any companies that are on the call right now that any of the international candidates would be able to apply for an internship or a possible entry-level role? And we're putting in the chat to see if we can go ahead and share some information, but I kept seeing that being a common question that was popping up. Hey, Anna. Yeah.
Hey, sorry. I thought we were supposed to say it out loud. I'll put it in the chat. I'm so sorry. I was talking to myself, but we do not for cybersecurity roles, but some of our engineering teams will. So we don't move you forward in the process if you are not eligible. So as long as you answer the question about your sponsorship honestly, we'll only move you forward if you are eligible.
Perfect. Thanks so much for sharing that. And Nandita, I see that you put, if we have our tech hub in that location, but relocation is no for now. So Nandita, can you elaborate a little bit more about what that means about having a tech hub in that location?
Yeah, so for any international candidates, say, for example, if someone is willing to get internship with Mastercard from India or from Dublin, we do have our Mastercard Tech Hub in those locations. So definitely we can route them to those tech hubs. But if they're planning to get relocated, so for now it's a no, but then in future, if anything changes, definitely we'll keep them posted.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. So hopefully if anyone has any questions about international candidacy, that gives you an idea of some opportunities that may be available. All right, so now we're going to go into the individualized Q&A. We're going to go ahead and start with Cipher Tech first. So the ladies from Cipher Tech, this question is for you. And the question is, will you sponsor candidates for security clearances? And that question is from Aaron Yerian.
I can take that. Aaron, it's nice to hear from you. We have the ability to sponsor someone for a clearance if you pass our hiring process and meet our criteria, but that can be a very lengthy process. It can be 6 months to a year or even longer in some extreme cases. Because we do not offer uncleared work, that means that your road to hire would be a long time, but that should not discourage you from applying. If you feel that you meet our requirements, you should jump in and apply, and let's see where it goes.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Kathy. And yeah, clearances take a while. That's just the name of the game. So that's excellent advice from Kathy. Thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and have a question for the Mastercard team. And the question is from Drudy Mehta, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name. The question is, what are key points you are looking for in applicants for entry-level roles?
I really like these kind of questions, so I can jump in on that. For entry-level roles and even for internships, we're looking for aptitude and attitude. Do you have the aptitude to do the job? And do you have the attitude that it takes to be successful in cybersecurity? So we're not looking for entry-level jobs for anybody for 5 years experience. I mean, that's just a lot to ask of somebody coming into an entry-level role. So what we're looking for is, do you have some leadership experience? And share that with us. Show us what you've done to become a leader somewhere, and how has that made you a better employee or a potential better employee? Do you have the right attitude to take on the work and be successful in a place like Mastercard? I don't like to say we're fast paced, but we are in the financial industry. So we do have to be very careful, and security is a forethought for everyone. So we have to make sure that you have the right aptitude and attitude to take on the work.
Nandita, did you want to share anything else? I didn't want to cut you off in case you did.
No, I just wanted to add to what Katie said. Is just that the hunger for growth and your willingness to learn is definitely something that we look into for entry-level roles.
Well said. Thank you, ladies. Wonderful. All right, we're going to go now to Tanium. So Hope, I have a question for you. The question is from Kia McIntosh. And the question is, it says for all recruiters, but this is especially for you. What are some things that you look for that people do on their own time, such as projects, volunteering, etc.?
This is a really good question, because I think a lot of people might overthink it, or, not know what kind of direction to go in for this. But I think the most important thing for people to keep in mind is to be following your passion. So if your passion is for cybersecurity and that's what you're interested in, I would get involved and capture the flags. I would do work on your own time and projects that really show the things that you're interested in that area. If you're in engineering and your passion is programming, you really like doing that, I would do projects related to that role on your free time, to be able to show, hey, this is something that I'm interested in. But you don't necessarily have to be programming your every spare minute or doing IT networking every spare minute to be eligible for one of our roles. But if that is something you're interested in, we will see that as like a really big bonus, because clearly you're passionate about it. But for volunteering, anything that's giving back to the community, that's something that's really huge for us at Tanium. Right now we have this, September is our month of giving that's going on. So we have volunteering events at all of our offices almost every week. And just like, it's an amazing experience to get all of our employees together. So volunteering is something that is viewed very positively, but it doesn't have to be necessarily technical for it to have some weight on your application.
Terrific. Thank you very much, Hope. All right, now we're going to move with another question, and this is going to be for Anna at CrowdStrike. And this question is from Suzanne De Los Santos. The question, Anna, is, are there any internships available to community college students?
Yeah, for sure. We do allow community college students to apply to a few of our roles. Falcon Complete is one team that has hired more than one from community college. So we typically will just go off of your graduation year. Most of the job roles will say that in the listing. So they'll say either you have to have a four-year degree or a 2 or 4 year degree. Falcon Complete's not the only team, but if you're looking for a community college role, that's a team that definitely has hired from community colleges before.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Anna. And the next question is going to be for Shane at PG&E. The question is from Robert Barrett. How does your company provide work-life balance?
Yeah, great question. Super important too. PG&E is wonderful at work-life balance. We have enough resources, enough employees that it really allows for that. Now, there are times of the year. I know recently when California was either having the wildfires or they were having the severe storms here this last winter, we have our what they call EOCs, or emergency response centers. So during those periods, sometimes it can get a little bit busier, but for the most part, at least in my experience, it's been 40 hours a week. You clock in, you clock out, you do your work, and that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Shane. Yeah, work-life balance is definitely very important, and it's good to think about it when you're especially starting in your career. That way it just sets you up for success so you can be a whole person when you're at work, and wonderful to hear that PG&E totally embraces that. All right, we have a few more questions. I'm going to go ahead and loop back to the Mastercard team. Ladies, the question comes from Vashti Trujillo. And the question is, for Mastercard, do you work in large groups? Are there mentors as well?
Absolutely. We have a great platform that we utilize. We call it Unlocked, for unlocking your potential, where you can go out and you can search for a mentor. I can go out there and post myself as a mentor, and you as a new employee could go out there searching for a mentor, whether it's for somebody in the same type of role that you're in or a role that you're looking to move into. I know I have my own mentor through that program as well. So it's a pretty awesome availability we have. And I actually, what was the first part of the question, Emily? I apologize. I answered the second.
No, that's totally okay. And actually, there we go. Do you work in large groups?
Absolutely. So we have opportunities to work in groups of all sizes, depending on the type of work that you're doing. So I briefly mentioned during our pitch that I was on the cloud security team. Well, that team itself was incredibly small at the time. There were 5 of us, including our vice president, but the more general team that we worked with included third-party vendors. It included folks from our enterprise architecture team and from all over the company. So that was a quite a large group that we were constantly in contact and working with. So there are opportunities to work depending on what you're doing individually, in small groups, and in large groups. I hope that answers the question.
It absolutely does. Nandita, would you like to add anything? You may be muted.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we can hear you.
I was like, Katie has covered almost all the part of it. And yes, Unlock is the great platform with MasterCard where you can explore the career path. So definitely it is what it.
Terrific. Thank you both. All right. Now, Anna, this next question is for you. And the questioning is from Melanie Christensen. The question is, do you consider people from non-traditional backgrounds or shorter education boot camps?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll answer this in 2 parts. The first one with the boot camps, we don't accept boot camps for internships. However, many of our teams don't have a specific degree requirement. It might say bachelor's or related experience. So boot camps definitely can apply for entry level and beyond. In terms of non-traditional backgrounds, absolutely. We have many, many folks at CrowdStrike who are from non-traditional backgrounds. There was a story from our NCL mentorship last year of one of our folks who was a sommelier before he became a professional services associate consultant here. So definitely a lot of folks that are coming from non-traditional. I saw some folks in the chat asking about coming from military background. Definitely plenty of folks there. And we do engage a lot with bases and different organizations. So for sure, it's we're kind of looking for a diverse workforce, and we really welcome a lot of different opinions and backgrounds. And so it's definitely not a negative on you at all. They're going to still be looking for the technical skills. So we do, for a lot of our roles, have an assessment, which kind of helps with that. But if you are coming from a non-traditional background, my advice is making sure that you're including everything that's related on your resume. So make sure you're including the NCL. If you participate in any other cybersecurity organizations or programs, if you have any sort of like certifications or alternate education, just stuff that kind of connects you into the industry, even if you don't have that industry background. And then for your former roles, if they are not like specifically related, finding the parts of those roles that do relate to the role you're applying for, and just kind of trying to weave that story with your resume so that we're able to see how you fit into the team.
Great. Thank you very much, Anna. All right. Our next question is going to be for Shane. And the question is from Romeo Garcia. The question is, what type of protocols are applicants being trained in to protect from attacks such as solar wind and other infrastructure attack types? It's a very specific question.
Yeah, Romeo, that question might be a little bit over my head. I know that PG&E is definitely working on that. Our cybersecurity team, this is definitely one of the initiatives, as are a lot of kind of other areas. You know, being a utility, we're often a target potentially for cyber attacks. So yeah, I don't think I can answer your question directly. I'm not sure if that helps or not, but yeah, I'm sure that we're definitely working on something.
No, that's totally okay. And I put you a little bit on the spot with that one, but I think Franz and I are both like, he might know. But no, it's excellent to be able to say the truth, and that's totally okay. Franz, I'm going to go ahead and actually give Shane a second question, and it's going to be from James Sweetman. I think this might be a little bit more along the path of where you can answer. What programs fields are available for the rotational program?
Yeah, great question. So not only is it our information technology, but we also have our engineering rotational programs around power generation. We have engineering around gas operations as well, electrical engineering. Then we have a rotational program with DCPP, which is the nuclear power plant here in California. We also have a controllers organization rotational program for those folks that are in accounting.
Terrific. Thank you very much, Shane. All right, the next question is going to be for Hope. Hope, this question is from Shulei. And Shulei Zhang, the question was, would there be opportunities for new graduates? What kind of candidates are you looking to hire?
That's a great question. So I touched on this a little bit in the presentation. I know it was so quick, but our new graduate positions, we do typically have those open up throughout the year. We don't have like a specific time frame within which we hire those. Right now, we don't have any openings for new graduates, but we had some in the spring during our last recruiter pitch day, and I expect more to open up throughout the year. So I would definitely just stay in touch. For those, I can drop in the chat the link to sign up for our form, for our interest form, for future contact for that. But the types of candidates we look for, typically for our support TAM roles, we look for very similar stuff for our intern roles. You know, we're looking for somebody who has maybe an associate's or a bachelor's degree in a cyber-related role. It doesn't have to necessarily be cyber-related, but the most important thing is that you've got the skills that you need for these roles. You know, IT networking skills, your involvement in the NCL, right? Any kind of technical skills there, or certifications such as CompTIA Plus, certifications like that can really help you in your eligibility for these roles. But I hope that's helpful, and I'll drop that link in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And our next question is going to be for the Cipher Tech team. This question is from Kenzie McKenzie. I really like that name. So the question is, as a company culture, how does the company handle conflict?
We have an HR team, so we can definitely, they can definitely remedy the situation. And that's a short answer, but there's a little longer explanation to it, but we definitely would want to address anything that might be bothering one employee in whatever way that conflict was.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And, you know, sometimes conflicts happen, and as long as there's some type of path in place to be able to resolve it, and it definitely sounds like Cipher Tech does have a way to make sure that that is remedied. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Kathy. All right, so we're going to have one last group question. Now, this is a little bit of a wild ride, but I figured I'd put it out there. So any of the presenters, if you have any opinions or thoughts about this next question, feel free to unmute and we will pop you in, or you can even let us know in the private chat so we can pop you on screen. So the question is from Reina Izanagi. The question is, with respect to the current cybersecurity environment, with hiring, how helpful are certifications? CompTIA Security Plus, for example. Now, everyone is really wild about certifications. Different roles may be requiring specific ones. A lot of students are studying for different certifications in hopes to get a role. So for any of the presenters on here, how helpful are certifications to land internships or entry-level roles?
Emily, I
Hannah.
can help with that one. For CrowdStrike, definitely it's something that helps your resume stand out. It's not required. So if you don't have to have certain certifications to get hired. And many of the teams, you actually do get certifications during, for example, during your internship program. But it's definitely something that as we're going through a resume, it just kind of gives us a baseline understanding that you already have this certain set of technical skills. And so it can be really helpful to kind of get your foot in the door for that first round. So definitely if you have those, you want to include those on your resume for sure.
Wonderful, thanks. And Katie, yes.
Yeah, I can jump in as well. So just to sort of reiterate what Anna said, it doesn't hurt for sure. It definitely makes you stand out a little bit more. I do want to highlight though that it's not required. I mean, at least at Mastercard, we don't require those sorts of things. So is it going to make you stand out? Yes. Is it something that's necessary for somebody straight out of school? Absolutely not.
Awesome, thank you. Any other thoughts from our presenters about certifications? All right, well, thank you very much for your insight about that. That's definitely a hot topic that we see quite often. And we are about to wrap up. I am so amazed that we had so many incredible questions, and we had dozens of questions just flying through the chat. So if we didn't get to your questions, please feel free to reach out to the presenters. They've all shared contact information. This is a great opportunity to network and start warm conversations. You never know who you're going to connect with and what that looks like in the future. So hopefully you all have jotted down everyone's contact information. We'll also be sharing the information that was shared today in a document, so it's easy for you to reach out to the different presenters. But we also saw people exchanging LinkedIn profiles. So if you want to do that before we hop off, that's a wonderful way to stay connected and network with other NCL players and coaches that are on the call. But before we do wrap up, I want to really give a sincere thank you to all of our presenters. This has been such an awesome event. We absolutely could not do any of this without you. You are the reason why this is possible, and you really support the NCL community in authentic ways. As I mentioned, when we first started, our mission is to bridge curriculum to careers. And the only way to do that is to have people by our side, supporting our students and allowing them to get their foot in the doors for internships and entry-level roles. So thank you very much again, Anna from CrowdStrike, Kathy and Tina from Cipher Tech Solutions, Nandita and Katie from Mastercard, Shane from PG&E, and last but not least, Hope from Tanium. Thank you all very much for joining us, and we hope that you share this event with other people that you know. The recording will be up by tomorrow, and you can find it on our NCL YouTube channel as well as a recording on our LinkedIn page for the NCL LinkedIn page. Thank you all so very much, and we're excited to see you for future events for the NCL community, and we wish you all a great afternoon.